I think everyone is rather familiar with the example of the glass of muddy water. Am I right? I don't have to do that. Do I? Anyone not know about the example of the glass of muddy water? No, good, okay. So, and the example is that if you have a glass of muddy water and you leave it alone, the mud settles out of it and the water becomes clear. And some people aren't satisfied with that, you know, that they really feel you need to remove the mud, you know. And that, well, that's one way of doing things, you know, by repeatedly filtering the water with finer and finer filters, you know, progressing through different stages of the spiritual path. That's one way of doing it, you know. But the truth of the matter is, when you leave the muddy water alone, the mud settles, you know. The mud is still there, you know. You'll see it at the bottom of the glass, a little bit along the side. The mud is still there, you know. But the mud no longer obstructs the clarity of the water. The mud is still there. Water has always been clear, but that clarity was not apparent. So this tells us something about mind in meditation and the approach, you know. And so, you know, Tibetans love ritual. What do we call it? You know, all that kind of stuff. They love it. You know, I think they're addicted to it myself. You know, and so even when it comes to the introduction to the nature of mind, that they have ceremonies called empowerment ceremonies to introduce you to the nature of mind. And it's changed nowadays, but it used to be the case that they wouldn't explain any of the ceremony to the people that were receiving the participants in the ceremony, you know. And there's one ceremony, and what they do is to hold a piece of silk. You rub a little piece of silk on your face, you know, and it feels lovely. It's quite nice, you know. And then they hold a shark skin to your face, and shark skin is like sandpaper, you know. So when you hold a sharp skin to your face, it's unpleasant, you know. But what that is trying to show you is that these are just sensations. These are just two sensations, you know. It's neither good nor bad. They're just sensations. They're originally just sensations. They're just sensations, you know. What we would say is that it's our judgment that makes them pleasant and unpleasant. They're just sensations. If you get this point, it's an important one. Originally, they're just sensations. They're pure. They're just sensations. But subsequently, we perceive them as good and bad. And then we experience hope and fear. And when you rest, like this meditation that we do, it exposes how this is happening to us right now. How we judge what are merely mental events with hope and fear. So basically, it's never too late to just simply let be. It's never too late to let be. Notice I say let be, not let go. Just let be. And you allow the mental event, whatever it is, to exhaust itself in the vast expanse of openness. Resting. Allowing the mud to settle. Becoming whole, not dragged all over the place. Simplicity. Breathing. Hearing. Feeling. Seeing. At rest. Letting be. At rest. Just notice your situation. You're just here on your own. There's nothing problematic other than mental events. You're just here. The mental events, if you follow after them, they create problems. If you suppress them, they create problems. You simply let them be and let them exhaust themselves. You just breathe. And if your habit is to follow, spend some time feeling your breath. You cannot be in two places at once. And then just rest. Don't do anything. Just at rest. Present. Doesn't matter if your mind is busy. You just rest. Then, as you settle, deliberately notice the quality of your out breath. Just notice the sense of just letting be, of release. Each time you breathe out, it has this quality. If mind jumps out, just bring it back to feeling the breath, the out breath. Mouth slightly open. Breathe through your mouth. And then just notice this sense of spaciousness at the very end of the out breath. It's almost like you rest at the end of the out breath. This is uncomplicated, natural ease. The dirt is still there. It's okay. Let it continually exhaust itself while you are just here breathing.
What do you mean, Martin? It will exhaust itself.
Ah, I love that word, you know. Um, what's exhaustion, Exhaustion is when you're trying. And then, you just can't anymore. So you just let be. You rest. So in terms of that what exhausts is the chain of thoughts. See, normally we have a thought or a feeling or an emotion, and then we react to that second thought. Then we react to that third thought. Then we react to that. Isn't that how we experience? Isn't that the experience? Isn't that the experience? And so here, when you let be and not add any more to however many is there already, it exhausts. For a moment, it stops. Am I right? Is it clear, Maura? Listen, I let people go that need to have things to do.